I was out last night, I got back, I couldn't sleep. At about 3 a.m. I was struck and I was like, oh, that's something to say tomorrow night. I thought I'd saved it as an email draft, but I hadn't. So I was going through my email drafts just then, looking for it, and instead found like a load of things I was meant to send to people and didn't, so I'm feeling bad about myself right now. About all the emails I have not sent. Basically there's like a convention here, right, where people, I mean, I've never released a book before, but I imagine that I'm supposed to say, this book is about this is how I wrote it, or I'm supposed to be like really deliberately coy about it, and they get to like ask me about it later, and you're like, oh my god, how did you write that book? I have no idea. This is a mess, and I shouldn't say that with the press here, because I want you to buy it and they want you to buy it, but it's a mess. It feels like an exorcism, and now I can work on other things. But I'm very happy it exists. I'm very, very grateful to the 87 Press for allowing it to exist. And I would also say, in absentia, I'm really, really grateful to Sam Solomon, who is one of my amazing PhD supervisors, an amazing comrade, and the person who wrote the blurb for this. He deserves a lot of love too. So decide what I'm going to read first. Never plan anything. It's okay, I've only done 2 minutes. Let's go with, I'm going to go with the last poem in the book first. It's been a really hard year. This is the poem about how it's been a really hard year. It's called Ode to Osmosis. Deciding I could play the tuba, so just turning up and breathing in, and that's how it all is now. Every day a youth orchestra, and every send and receive a YouTuber, different tuning, same crush on the back of someone's head. I think I'm only just learning how to do summer, but they're bad now, there's too much of them. So I tamp it down, like, how do you cross the 3 months minefield of an environmentalist with SAD? It's fine, anyway, I'm a clump of hair brushed from the temple, an unidentified fucking object, navigating the medical snake, eating its own corridor tail, thanking God I wasn't born here, only everyone I know. All the waving hands in the oubliette, clutching at my thighs like they just don't care. Don't knock, mum, I'm mid-evolution, flashing my ankles as I crawl out the sea and grow legs before launching a new federal dominance of local television. It's just that everything seeps. And I'm paying close attention to the warnings in every disaster movie, but the asteroid is taking so long to hit. Like, we're a GCSE potato and everyone else is water, but nobody will be around to weigh us when it's done or measure the strength of the metaphor. My leg muscles ache now, I'm more aware of my laughter lines, which are just beginning, from a smile which has just ended, reading the Song of Songs and thinking the Bible is a bit like a Hitachi magic wand with uses beyond its marketing, like explicitly, it should never be read with clothes on. Or we should all be making notes in the margins, thou shalt ankle boot tan lines, thou shalt huge identity crisis, thou shalt wondering when the Oyster card went defunct, morning conversations with American tourists that will never happen again. Here, take this. It's useless to me. I'm going home now. I think that's what happens to time in the absence of proper meals, trying to eat a bowl of cereal when we got back from the hospital at 3:30 in the morning, as if I could will the school run back again. Now it's all how to write about cancer without slipping into a series of cancer is like an advert for women's shaving products where all the hair is already never there. Cancer is like Milo Yiannopoulos self-publishing a book full of poetry, full of plagiarized Tori Amos lyrics. Cancer is like, but look, over there, the vegans who eat honey are engaged in a fight to the death with the vegans who don't eat honey. Cancer is like, I don't have it, and why am I writing this, and why am I ever writing anything else? A regular daily alarm, but the lantern is a spot on my forehead waiting to be popped. You just get used to it. The laminated calling cards, your new library, your old medicine cabinet full, your new medicine cabinet, which was a kitchen, your new theatre mask open in a silent screen with bolts on, and his name, part of your name. Same shaped eye holes, you just get used to looking through them, and the self-immolation, the cans of worms, or the Duolingo owl, who is capitalism perfectly distilled and stupid, counting globules of care into tiny jewelry bags and pulling the strings tight to be opened when most needed, which is always, which is never, so the globules grow stale. I just never thought you'd be another ghost on the internet, like Glio Man, hum and thief, with one introductory post and we don't know if he's lazy or tired or dead. Like, here it is, collapsing at the end of a trial, so zero that needs a production. This is an old one, it's called Mandated Welcome. Dearly gloved under the viaduct with bells on, but I've had too much, throat's dry and I can't salivate, no longer sure if I would, but I want to cry a bit. Scott, jealous of the raindrop that I've chosen to intimidate down the window, train pulling away, watch until round the corner, crafts like a ruined night in because you called me honey. 2 men playing drafts on my back, softly, softly, wonder who win, this one or the other. I can feel the cheering like static. I like to be invested too. But if I turn my head to look, the board tips. I've got an axis to uphold. I'm putting up my guts for re-election. Don't have much faith in their incumbency or the fucking ballot box. But I was made a square peg in their square hole, would let the weather in if I were to roll out the box entirely naked, spilling peanut butter out the jar and touching myself. Settle down, fingers on lips. I would wear my house help looking like that if I could. I would budget maybe. Speech therapy, so all my rising intonation gone, and I can't ask for no tomatoes with my side salad, or a ride or slut in my side on ultraviolet onions left to caramelize but distracted circling vultures in a catalogue and thinking really hard about things. See, there's a lot at stake, and the stake's not that comfortable, but if I cross my legs and if I tilt my head just so, I can see the sea, and this is all a holiday, and I live here. Oh my god, there are page numbers, this is so exciting. Okay, let's see if they're right. They are. Okay, this one's called Home for Wayward Spiders, which in some sense I think I would like to retroactively, not in the book, but retroactively dedicate to Verity Spot, who also loves spiders. The epigraph is from Louise Bourgeois, I do, I undo, I redo. When my mother tried to run, a child ran her down. He was my age and I was torn in my affiliation, of an age when loyalty to my mother was not a given but a gift. And so I suppose she appreciated it when I cat-handed called for him to go, his mother too, and I suppose it was in part because that boy had held me up against a wall 3 days prior and told me, Dyke, you'll never get a boy. But it's easier for her, and I, ragged nail still lodged, to think it was because I loved her. So that's the setup, this burned, slow, salting snails, absurd and a wire, drawn up taut like conducting cattle side to side, and everyone is tired of long-standing things. I am a poorly paced Peter Jackson film, and I am sorry. I'll try to give a rousing speech before the diagnosis, king on the front line, something about the sun. Louise Bourgeois, midwife to the Medicis, did you so too? And did you think of spiders and possible bulbous mothers? I see you in my own cells, I clutch the bars. I am between your legs. I am a poet, fresh off the Deleuze, crouched between your legs and thinking, what a mess I'll make of this and how they'll laugh. Who will run me down? Which child? Are they born yet? Are they named? When a man cracks out a guitar at a party in 2023, which song will he play? And what colour eyes will they roll? And I suppose it doesn't quite matter because I am no patron to linear progression, colonial timekeeping, heteropatriarchal lineage, or wearing pathologized medical potentiality, and no child of mine will ask me to run with them to school. But still, I am a paralleling machine. Almost disappointed when I learned Robert De Niro, 20th century abstract expressionist, was just Robert De Niro's dad and not a party trick. So I wander, chronic, covered in cable ties, thinking I too will come in useful one day, honeyed with time and talking points. I almost was an organist, groaning brontosaurus in the mist, like absolutely dying. But the focus of the Q&A section of the conference was whether or not my name was right and how nominal predetermined existence affects collective grief. Like a news item, Pluto explodes, never published because a lead could not be established without a clear distinction between not planet and, well, anyway. My point is, I guess my mother fell over when I was 8, and I've never fallen over myself without her since. So every falling over is an imitation or an echo or heritage. And if I were to stop falling over, which is unlikely, there would be no profile, no breakfast show, nobody would ask her, how do you feel about your daughter's defiant lack of falling over? She would not be positioned in a deck chair, in profile, in the golden hour, she would not breathe. I am not lost to some sinister corner of the internet. There would be no rising tide of children refusing to fall over, electing an ever upright leader. But I would know, and I deserve it more, and so does she, for what she has lost me to and how I will rejoin her. This guilt is not Catholic, but could be. And from what I've learned, my pledges are non-denominational. So what the fuck? And I'm so young, and where'd you go? Poorly cut avocado, house I cannot live in, failing diamond industry. This guilt is booming. Baby bust economy, anti-Selim, found myself clown-like, waiting to begin, wanting to tell my mother I love her more than I hated him. But I think I'll wait until I hit the ground. See how I go. I'm going to read another one, shockingly. Okay. This is perhaps the worst choice of poem to read, because it's no longer relevant. But I think I found it more funny than pretty much anyone I've read it to, so I'm really sorry. Francesca Woodman is a photographer I really like, and should look her up. David Davis used to be the Brexit minister. This is on being able to write a poem for David Davis. David Davis, I would like to be able to write a poem for you. I would like to be able to write a poem for you if only Francesca Woodman were not so in my head, if only I weren't so much thinking about how well you are doing and not who you are or how you are or who the fuck you think you are. I just don't have the time to write a poem for you with all this space taken up by Francesca Woodman, who just won't go away or will, and that's the problem. How can you be so much a ghost, so much not there, that you stick? How can you be so much doing nothing and still do so much damage? It's not a staying neutral, it's not a situations of, it's a real effort. I imagine it takes a real effort. And that's what makes it so sad. For Francesca, I mean, not for you, David Davis, about who I am writing. This poem, House Number 3, Providence, Rhode Island, I think is what I'm thinking of. Foot through a shoe, through a window. Collected now, curated now, I suppose. Somewhere, I know exactly where it is curated. I am pretending otherwise for the sake of this poem. It would be gauche to know too much. There is an organ playing, or organs. How does one haunt, and how do you? Oh, David Davis. I wish I could continue, but I am quite drunk, and so very here, not here, I feel I am getting too personal. Maybe I could continue in assuming Francesca Woodman knew, or could know, or maybe I'm taking liberties and should be instead not here, not here. This isn't something you've thought about, perhaps. We're all very noisy ghosts, and some of us ask for it, and some of us sit in our empty chairs and blow, and some of us are hot soup, and some of us miss the bowl when it's gone, and some of us sleep right through it. Okay, I'm going to read 2 more. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to read this one. This is called an ABI format. In April, I brought my favourite childhood toy with me so I wouldn't have to sleep alone or without a piece of childhood should the rest evaporate overnight in a sea of flashing blue or intermittent spikes. Sometimes I could sway like catkins, riverside, or spin in helicopter like summer snow angel, playing washing machine, and over or under or over, it's over, please can it be over now? I am back again, it's opposites day, and I want to be Lazarus. Let down gently by someone stroking my hand-cupped head, slipping me an ice lolly and telling me I haven't let anyone down, that nobody will mind and everyone cares. But this isn't about you, this slow thing or confessional poetry, this ode to the self, this postmodern adaptation, reboot, revival of something to keep living every 2 a.m. If April, the house felt bigger, perhaps they crammed another room in there. Between the bathroom and the kitchen, I think maybe they swapped out one of my lungs for some extra living space. Or a craftsroom or an oversized straitjacket defeating the whole point, but in some poignant heaviness, see, regardless, I voted today in the local elections, went postal, went less than apeshit, didn't even read the names. I want a big childish pencil on a big childish day. Throwing my toys out the car window and wailing while you double back like you really did, and I've taken on all the stories I cocked up like hairballs covered in glitter, double jointed and drunk. Aren't I cute anecdotes? Home visits and the countryside idyllic and still too small. Asthmatic baby lost your home, 20 pence. A long amniocentesis of the new millennium. There is nothing new in me now. All I am is growing and regurgitated and beautiful. Internal circulation. I'll hold the onions forever. The end of the season is coming up. I'd spoil it all for you if I could. Okay, read one more. I think. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. Can I read 2 short ones? Or is it, yeah? Okay. These started off as one poem and I split them into 2, so you can say I'm reading one more. 2 out of 3, 8 unreasonable sample size. Life continues to be the Monty Hall problem. Probabilities all over the shop, and if I pick this hand to hold, what's the likelihood of that other hand over there pulling me sideways to another circle of hell, to one we can't talk about anymore because it's all so bloody PC. Told them, don't call me that, told them, call me this. Kathleen told me, your doctor's appointments must be fun. When they only gave me 2 Cocodamol and a biscuit after knife camera, just cleaning up in here, wanting to, I am not a kitchen, hearing, I don't think she's going to be okay. Feeling alienated from the institution, but not alienated from the alienation from the institution, because that's where I have leveled my community, dug it up, excavated it from around the uterus, smaller than I thought, deeper than I hoped. May I'm telling you, if the soil was richer, anyway, all of the syllogism is a false projection of the commons onto a rough, raw piece of papyrus. I did not consent to my skin being turned over leaf, but here we are. On the stretcher, all of us except you put yourself there voluntarily, you are attached to it. Would be a sign of weakness to unhook yourself now. There is one glass only, and it's 49% full, and it is an antique, and it would be a travesty to fill it. Last one, thank you very, very much. Sorry, so continue. This one's called Card Carrying. I also realised I read the spider one last time I read an 87 Press one, and I lost the second page. I didn't read it in full. I'm really, really glad to have read it in full now. So thank you very, very much for having me. Buy the book. Buy it back. Thank you. And I'm really looking forward to hearing everyone else now. This is called Card Carrying. My mother, the opera, my therapist, I miss them. I asked my dad why she was dying there in the stage gutter, and he didn't laugh, he took it seriously as well. He should have, much as I did when I made my demands. A lava lamp, a beaded curtain, a disco ball. So my pockets were lined with the 70s. I was always a little in love with the paunch of the world, like tiny communisms. Since we can't build them big these days, our architecture is all accommodating, only little barricades will do. Like, I could not have been a nun, but I could have made vows. I'd line the chairs up in rows and break them. Call it useful, leave them there, a monument to incapacity, nostalgic inability to adapt to the local culture. Liberté, égalité, matinée. And I know that I am a good poet, and I do not know that I am good. It's like, I want to tell everyone I'm speaking to and haven't seen in a while, I'm going through a period of profound change right now, and could they bear with me? But they only ask me how my day has been, and I have to text my mother during poetry readings these days and look rude and young and capital. Really, it's only 2019. We're really going to stop in this time, lads.